Most people live inside an invisible cage, not made of bars, but of thoughts, self-imposed limitations, archived dreams, empty routines that repeat like an endless cycle. But here's the truth most won't tell you. Your life is exactly what your mind allows it to be. And I know that may hurt, because it means the one responsible for your results is you. But it's also liberating, because if you are the cause, then you can also be the solution. This video is not for those seeking empty entertainment. It's not for those who want to feel comfortable hearing pretty phrases without taking action. This video is for those who are ready to truly wake up, to activate their dormant mental power, to take control, to stop asking for permission to live the life they truly desire. The knowledge you're about to receive has been hidden, minimized, or ridiculed for decades. Why? Because it empowers, because it liberates, and because it makes you stop depending on external systems to feel complete. A mind trained with the master key doesn't ask, it commands. It doesn't beg, it manifests. And if you feel this message is already touching something within you, subscribe now and comment below. I activate my mastermind, so you know, deep down, that you're ready to leave behind the limited version of who you used to be. Get ready, because this journey won't be smooth. But if you make it to the end, you'll never see your life the same again. Chapter 1. Awaken. Your outer world is just a reflection. The world you live in is simply a reflection of the inner world you've created with your thoughts. Pause for a second. Don't read that like a pretty quote. Read it like a wake-up call. What you're experiencing out there, your bank account, your relationships, your body, your opportunities, is simply the echo of what's inside you. And if you don't like that echo, then don't blame the economy, your boss, or your childhood. Look straight into your mental system. All power comes from within, and it is completely under your control. Do you know what that means? That there are no valid excuses. If you're waiting for something external to change so that you can change, you've already lost. Because the system works the other way around. You change within, and the external adjusts. It's that simple. Imagine for a moment that your mind is the master blueprint. Like an architect designing a building before construction begins. If the blueprint has errors, the building will have flaws. The same happens with you. If your mental blueprint is misprogrammed, your life will be full of cracks, repetitions, and stagnation. The subconscious mind does not question. It only obeys. This is vital. Your subconscious is like a silent servant. It doesn't analyze. It doesn't judge whether something is good or bad for you. It just takes orders and acts. The problem is that most people are giving orders without knowing it. Fear, scarcity, doubt, envy, anxiety. And then they wonder why their reality is a constant storm. Here comes the raw truth. You are where you are because your mental programming keeps you there. No matter how hard you push physically. If your mind doesn't change, your life will continue to be the same movie on repeat. Because effort without mental direction is just burnout. The conscious mind sows, the subconscious mind reaps. And if you're sowing mental garbage, don't expect to harvest gold. Everything that enters through your daily thoughts, what you watch, what you hear, what you repeat, is material your subconscious uses. And it doesn't forget. Many want results, but aren't willing to clean the source. They want abundance while thinking scarcity. They want love while thinking abandonment. They want freedom while thinking fear. How can you expect to harvest confidence if you plant insecurity every day? It's incoherent. And the universe doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to what you are. Now listen carefully. Your mind has the power to shape reality. But that power is not a magic button. It's a discipline, a structure, a system. And this system will be delivered to you step by step. But it all begins with this first great truth. Thought is the only reality. Everything else is a consequence. Your home, your business, your reputation, your daily energy. All are consequences. All are effects. Thought is the cause. And if you don't master the cause, you'll live as a victim of the effect. So, Are you ready to take responsibility? Are you ready to accept that there's no one else to blame? Because once you become the owner of your mind, you become the owner of the entire universe. But beware, this is not about empty affirmations or forced positivity. It's about mental structure, inner mastery, recognizing how the system works, and reprogramming it. And that's why you're here. Because within you, there exists a potential you haven't yet tapped into. A silent power that, if activated, can make you the conscious architect of your destiny. But only if you're willing to break free from everything that limits you today. Are you ready for that? Then keep going. Because this is just the beginning. Chapter 2. The law is precise. It's not magic, it's mind. The creative mind does not work by chance or luck. It works by law. A precise, exact, and immutable law. Did you hear that? It's not about luck. It's not about waiting for the universe to bless you because you really, really want something. That's fantasy. True mental power isn't governed by emotion. It's governed by law. And you know what's true about real laws? That they work. Always. It doesn't matter if you understand them or not. It doesn't matter if you believe in them or not. The law works. And it's working right now in your life, whether you realize it or not. It's like gravity. You don't have to believe in it for it to crush you if you jump off a building. The mental law works the same way. It's always in motion. And what it produces as results is simply the sum of what you're generating internally, every second. The mind produces forms. Thought gives them shape. Visualization manifests them. That's how this machine works. And most people haven't even read the user manual. They have disorganized thoughts, unconscious emotions, broken expectations. But they never stop to check if they're following the right process. Your mind is a machine that creates realities. But if you don't know what you're creating, odds are you're producing chaos. And chaos needs no effort. Order does. The universe responds to clarity. And if your mind lives in confusion, guess what kind of results you're going to get? Now hear this. Every thought is a seed. And every seed, if watered with attention, will sprout. No exceptions. You can't think about failure constantly and then expect success. You can't think about sickness and expect wellness. You can't think about scarcity and live in abundance. The mind is fertile, but it doesn't choose the seeds. You do. What are you planting today? Many people try to change their life through external action. They work more, run faster, fight harder, but they never correct the essential, their mental pattern. And that's like painting a house that's collapsing on the inside. The first step toward mastery is control of thought. That's it. Control of thought. And this doesn't mean you'll never have a negative thought again. It's not about suppressing them, but about observing and choosing. Most people don't choose what they think. They react. And every automatic reaction is a declaration of mental slavery. If you want to be free, start here. Become aware of what you're thinking. Own your inner dialogue. Take responsibility for what you visualize in your mind before it manifests outside. Because it will. The subconscious receives mental images and works to materialize them. So be careful what you repeat. Be careful what you fear. Be careful what you say about yourself. Because your mind is listening. And it doesn't distinguish between play or reality. It just executes. Mental law is like an algorithm. You feed the system with data, thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and the system outputs an experience. But if you don't change the data, how can you expect to change the result? Here's a harsh truth. What you're living today is exactly what your mind has been creating. This isn't about punishment or reward. It's about cause and effect. And that gives you the greatest power you can have. The ability to choose a new cause and produce a new effect. But you have to do it consciously. Visualize with intention. Affirm with conviction. Feel as if you already have it. And above all, stay in coherence. Because there's no use in wishing for something for 5 minutes and then spending the rest of the day doubting, complaining, or sabotaging yourself. This system doesn't respond to what you do occasionally. It responds to what you are all the time. So start today to reprogram that all the time. Take control of your mental law. Because magic doesn't exist. What does exist is a brutal mental power waiting for you to learn how to direct it. Chapter 3. Focus Thought, the art of bending reality. Focus thought is the starting point of power. It's not just about thinking. It's about focusing. And focusing with force, with direction, with intention. Most people think that because their mind never stops moving, they're thinking. But that's not thought. That's noise. An untrained mind is like a flashlight with no direction. It lights everything but penetrates nothing. But a focused mind, that's like a laser beam. And a laser beam cuts through steel. Do you want results that cut? Then you need focused thought. And this isn't something that switches on instinctively. It's trained. When thought is directed precisely toward a defined goal, it becomes a magnetic force. There's the key, a defined goal. No vagueness. No shallow desires. No vague dreams like, I want to be happy, or I want more money. That's not enough. The law doesn't respond to weak desires. It responds to clear commands. And the mind can only give clear commands when it has been disciplined to focus. Think of this. Your attention is like a coin. Where you spend it, that's where your energy goes. And whatever you feed with your energy grows. If you're placing your attention on fears, complaints, distractions, drama, or negative thoughts, then you don't need to ask why life doesn't change. Because you're focused, just on the wrong thing. Imagine what would happen if you took that same energy you used to worry and used it to clearly visualize a new level of life. Day after day, with intention, with detail, with emotion, your world would move. Because reality responds to the one who knows how to direct their mind. Power arrives when the mind learns to remain firm on a single idea, without deviation, without weakening. Most people can't hold a thought for more than 10 seconds before another one interrupts it. And that's why their results are just as unstable, inconsistent, confused, broken. If you want to create something solid, you need to hold the thought like a sculptor holds their vision. The sculptor doesn't strike the marble once and expect a masterpiece to appear. They strike it over and over, with patience, with precision, with focus, until the form emerges. That's concentration. And that's the power that creates. But here comes the uncomfortable part. Concentration hurts at first. Because we're trained to scatter. We live in a world that rewards distraction. And it's hard to train the muscle of the mind. But if you don't do it, someone else will direct it for you. The universe obeys the one who has learned to command. But it ignores the one who only wishes. Do you want to stop being ignored by life? Then learn to command. Command with clear thought. Command with powerful mental images. Command with aligned action. And repeat. Without giving up. Without forgetting. And how do you train that? With daily practice. Take 10 minutes a day to think about just one thing. Just one. Visualize it. Feel that it's already real. And every time your mind drifts, bring it back. Don't get angry. Just bring it back. Once. And again. And again. That's how you sharpen the sword. He who masters his focus, masters his destiny. Look, you don't need a more powerful mind. You already have it. You just need a more precise mind. Precision beats chaos. And in the mental realm, precision is called concentration. When you focus your mind on what you desire, and do so persistently, your desire becomes a cause. And every cause produces an effect. That's the formula. It's not mysterious. It's not mystical. It's practical. It's logical. It's law. So today, if you want to change your life, don't look for more motivation. Look for focus. Train your mind to stay, to insist, to hold, to resist distraction and keep vibrating at one frequency. Because when you do, reality has no choice. It responds. Always. Chapter 4. The creative power of mental visualization. Everything you see in the physical world began as an image in someone's mind. Before a house existed, there was a blueprint. Before the blueprint, there was an idea. And before the idea, there was a clear image in the mind of the dreamer. That's how the creative process works. First in the mind, then in matter. But here's the problem. Most people visualize what they don't want. They imagine themselves losing, failing, being rejected, going broke. And then they wonder why they experience things they don't want. They don't understand that visualizing isn't some luxury or spiritual technique. It's a mental law. It's a tool that shapes reality from within. When you visualize with clarity and emotion, you are molding the invisible substance to take visible form. And that's not a pretty metaphor. It's literal. Your mind emits signals. Your mind influences your body. Your body makes decisions. Your decisions create your environment. It all starts with an image. The question isn't whether you're visualizing. The question is, what are you visualizing? Every time you imagine the worst, you're using the same tool that built empires, but against yourself. That's like holding fire in your hands and burning yourself. The point isn't to avoid thinking. The point is to consciously choose which images you hold. The mind that learns to project clear and precise images can attract any reality to itself. But it's not just about seeing something pretty. It's about seeing in detail. About mentally entering that scene as if it were already real. Feeling it, smelling it, hearing it, living it. That's the difference between wishing and creating. The one who wishes imagines vaguely. The one who creates imagines deeply. And if you want reality to respond, you need depth. Think of the great creators. Inventors, artists, visionaries. They all saw what others couldn't see. They all lived inside what didn't yet exist outside. And they held it, again and again, until it manifested. Not by luck, not by magic, by directed visualization. The universe doesn't respond to your words. It responds to the images held with conviction. That's why you can repeat affirmations all day. But if inside you're visualizing yourself losing, nothing changes. The mental image always wins. So how do you use this to your advantage? Choose a clear goal, not an ambiguous desire. Something specific, measurable, real. Close your eyes every day for at least 10 minutes. Visualize that goal as if it were already fulfilled. Don't just see it. Feel it. Vibrate with the emotion of knowing it's already yours. Breathe as if you already had it. Walk as if you were already that person. Do it every day, even if you don't see results at first, because every image planted in the mind is a seed. And if you keep watering it, it blooms. Yes, it's hard at first. Your mind will fight back. It will get distracted. It will sabotage you. But it doesn't matter. Every time you return to focus, you strengthen the muscle. And that muscle is what transforms destinies. Sustained visualization reprograms your subconscious. And your subconscious directs your actions, your emotions, and your results. It's not just daydreaming. It's redesigning your inner map. Because the subconscious doesn't distinguish between reality and fiction. It just acts based on what it believes. And what it sees the most, it believes. That's why it's so powerful. Because by constantly visualizing a new reality, you're rewriting the software at the core. And when the system changes, everything changes. So if today you feel like your environment doesn't reflect what you deserve, don't fight the world. Don't wrestle with circumstances. Go within. Take control of the projector. Because the movie playing outside was always recorded inside. Create the image. Hold it. Vibrate with it. And don't let go until the world yields to your vision. That is power. Real power. The kind that doesn't depend on luck or permission. The kind that's born from a trained mind. And yours can become one. Chapter 5. Shape your mind, master your world. The mind was not made to be a slave to circumstances, but to be their architect. Do you want to know why most people are trapped in a gray routine, repeating soulless days, dragging themselves to jobs they don't love, and dreaming of lives they never build? Because they let their minds go unchecked. They let it loose like a wild horse. And now they're being dragged by it instead of directing it. The mind is a tool. If you don't control it, someone else will. Advertising, social media, news, other people's voices, collective fear, all competing for a place in your thoughts. And if you don't decide what gets in, they'll fill you with garbage. The question is, who is planting in your mental garden? If it's not you, then don't be surprised if you're harvesting anxiety, confusion, and mediocrity. It's not punishment. It's cause and effect. This system shakes you awake. You're not obligated to live with the thoughts you currently have. You can choose others. You can create new ones. But that demands something most people avoid. Mental discipline. Not just thinking positively when everything's going well, but staying firm when everything shakes. That is true strength. Sustained thought is the chisel with which you carve your reality. And here's the raw truth. No one is going to do it for you. Not your family. Not your boss. Not your friends. You are the only one responsible for what gets repeated in your head. And if your mind is full of fear, doubt, and self-pity, it's not the world's fault. It's yours for not guarding the door. Every time you accept thoughts of lack, you are building walls around yourself. Every time you mentally repeat, I can't, it's too hard, I wasn't born for this, you're burying yourself alive. That's how powerful the mind is, and how dangerous it becomes when left untrained. But here's the beautiful part. You can also use it as a weapon of massive construction. When you choose powerful thoughts, you begin designing an environment that aligns with that frequency. You don't need the world to change first. You need to change. And for that, you need a mental cleanse. Do it like this. Observe your thoughts without judgment. Don't fight them. Just witness them like a spectator. You'll be surprised. Identify repeating patterns. Those automatic thoughts that show up when things get tough. That's your programming. Interrupt them cold. Every time you catch one, replace it. Even if it feels forced. Even if you don't fully believe it yet. The key is not letting it repeat unchecked. Replace them with new, chosen thoughts. Powerful phrases. Mental images that strengthen you. Visualizations that elevate you. Do this every day. Not as a cute ritual, but as an act of survival. Because whoever doesn't shape their mind ends up being shaped by the noise of the world. Your external world is a reflection of what you allow to grow inside. And if that external world doesn't please you, don't fight it. Just become a different kind of person. Not with empty effort, but with awareness, with direction, with focused thought. The mind is the origin of everything you have, and everything you've yet to achieve. And if today you choose to train it, you'll be amazed at what you're capable of. You don't have to change everything overnight. Just start with one thought. Just one. But make sure you choose it. Let it come from your new vision. Let it align with the person you want to become. You are not your current thoughts. You are the creator of the thoughts you choose to sustain from now on. And when that sinks in deeply, you'll stop reacting to life and start creating it. So breathe, take the wheel, and start driving with intention. Because this system is not for passive dreamers. It's for mental builders. It's for those who decide to stop surviving and start reigning. Chapter 6. The Law of Inner Growth. No lasting change happens outside unless it first happens within. Do you want a different life? Then start by becoming a different person. Not with masks. Not with pretty speeches to impress. But with real, deep, and often uncomfortable inner work. Because the law of inner growth is not glamorous. It doesn't show up on social media. It doesn't get applause. but it's what makes the difference between the one who wishes and the one who achieves. All power is within. He who ignores this begs for strength outside. Most people live like leaves in the wind, hoping life will change, their boss will recognize them, the economy will improve, their environment will be fairer. But they haven't stopped to look at what truly matters. Who am I right now? And who am I becoming day after day? That's the core. Not your conditions, but your character. Not your results, but your roots. Because everything external, sooner or later adjusts to who you are inside. Do you want more money? A healthy relationship? More freedom? Ask yourself, am I already the kind of person who attracts and sustains what I want? If not, it doesn't matter how much you chase it. If your identity doesn't contain it, you'll lose it. Or worse, you'll sabotage it. That's what this system teaches you to see with brutal clarity. You are the cause. Your environment is the effect. And what you don't like out there is just a clue pointing to what needs to shift within. Do you have chaos outside? Check your mind. Toxic relationships? Check your self-talk. Scarcity? Check your beliefs. It's not blame, it's power. Because if you are the origin, then you are also the solution. Real growth is not an event. It's a progressive transformation. And that requires commitment. It's not enough to read motivational quotes. It's not enough to meditate once a week. You have to reprogram yourself. How? 1. Question your current identity. Stop defending your limitations. That, this is just how I am, it's always been hard for me, I'm not good at that, is just a story you've told yourself for too long. 2. Visualize the person you want to become. Not in abstract. Be detailed. How do they think? What habits do they have? How do they respond under pressure? 3. Act as if you already are that version of you. It's not about faking. It's about acting in alignment with the identity you want to embody. 4. Break your old molds. It's going to hurt, because your ego will resist. But if you want a new life, you can't remain the same person. There's no growth without internal friction. Discomfort is the signal that you're stepping out of the mold. And many run the moment it starts to hurt. When the new habit demands energy. When doubts show up. When results aren't immediate. But that's when you must stay the most. That's where your new version is born. Your old identity will fight back. It will sabotage. It will beg you to return to what's comfortable. You decide whether to listen to that voice or go through it. Because growing isn't easy. But not growing is devastating. What discomfort do you prefer? The one of disciplining yourself, or the one of staying stuck? The law of inner growth tells you this. What you most need is not for your life to change. It's for you to rise. And then, inevitably, everything else will change. Don't rush. Don't seek shortcuts. Don't desire results without transformation. Walk every day with intention. Improve everything from the inside. And your external world will have no choice but to align. Your reality is the mirror reflecting the level of consciousness you live in. If today you don't like your reflection, don't break the mirror. Reprogram your mind. Refine your attitude. Shape your character. And get ready. Because when you grow from within, life starts opening doors that weren't even there before. Chapter 7. The Power of an Unshakable Mind. You are not what you think, but your thoughts build the reality you live. The human mind is an extraordinary machine. Not because it's infallible, but because it has the ability to change, adapt, and create new realities. What many people don't understand is that everything you are now, everything you've achieved up to this point, is the result of what you've thought until today. Your thoughts are like seeds. Plant thoughts of success and you will harvest successful results. But here's the hard truth. It's not enough to think big. It's not enough to wish for success. The mind doesn't become a winning machine just by wishing it. Real change happens when you confront your mind with courage, when you have the discipline to think consistently and coherently. Because, if you're honest with yourself, it's not a lack of talent holding you back, it's the inconsistency of your thoughts. Think for a moment. What happens when someone has a clear goal and stays focused on it long enough? The world has no choice but to begin aligning with that intention. The problem is, most people quit too soon. They spend 2 weeks trying to change, then give up. The mind doesn't accept failure unless you allow it. And that's where mental strength comes in. An unshakable mind isn't built in a day. It's not about being positive all the time. It's about resisting adversity. It's about the ability to stand firm. To not let a bad decision, a temporary failure, or a brief fall define your path. Most people underestimate this power. They think that a small effort should be enough, and if they don't see immediate results, the whole system collapses. But the people who truly transform are the ones who understand this. Lasting change isn't luck. It's not a spark of inspiration. Real change is built day by day, thought by thought. Positive thinking isn't enough. Constant action is the key. The mind doesn't understand excuses. It doesn't understand irrational fears. The only thing it understands is action. Action that proves the consistency of your thinking. And consistency is what allows you to move forward, step by step, no matter how slowly. When we talk about having a strong mind, we're talking about the ability to keep faith in yourself even when results aren't visible. When the path gets dark and the world seems to work against you, your unshakable mind must be your guide. What happens then? The mind begins to create new opportunities. It starts to find solutions where before there were only obstacles. The mind that faces failure and keeps going is the one that always wins. But how do we build a mind like that? How do we make our thinking so powerful it can't be stopped? The answer is simple, but hard: constant training. Train your mind to serve you instead of sabotage you. Train your mind so that every negative thought is replaced with a stronger, more empowering one. No, I'm not asking you to ignore negative emotions. But I am inviting you to not let them control you. Change begins with mental discipline. Develop the ability to control your mind so that it focuses on the thoughts that bring you closer to your goal, not the ones that push you away. This mental training is what creates real, unshakable strength. Mental strength is not the absence of doubt, it's the ability to act despite it. Many people don't realize that success doesn't lie in the absence of fear or doubt. Everyone has doubts. Everyone faces the fear of failure. The difference between those who stay stuck and those who move forward lies in what they do with those doubts. Do you use them as an excuse to stop? Or do you face them, overcome them, and keep going? An unshakable mind doesn't guarantee a path without obstacles, but it guarantees a renewed capacity to overcome them. The thoughts that turn you into a machine of action are thoughts of constant decision. It's not enough to say, "I'll do it." You must go further. "I'm going to do it, no matter what." That's the attitude that sets a new standard for your life. Having a strong mind means having total control over what you think, feel, and do, without being dragged by life's ups and downs. People who don't achieve the mental stability they want are still waiting for circumstances to change first. They think that when things get better, then they'll take action. But the truth is, circumstances never improve on their own. Only when you take control of your mind, when you decide how to interpret the chaos around you, do things begin to align. So how will you train your mind? Don't think it'll happen just because you want it. Daily discipline, constant focus on your goals, and determination to keep going. These are the keys that will build the mental strength to take you where you want to go. Chapter 8. The Power of Concentration. Concentration is the key to unlocking your true potential. Where you place your attention, you place your energy. The ability to focus on one single thing is what separates dreamers from doers. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't so much about intelligence or talent, but about their ability to channel their energy into what truly matters. If you look at the most successful people, you'll see they aren't necessarily the smartest, but they are the ones who can concentrate on their goal with unstoppable intensity. What they do with their time matters more than what they know or don't know. And the reason they accomplish things most people can't even imagine is because they've understood something crucial. Mental concentration is the secret ingredient of success. But what does it really mean to concentrate? Many believe concentration is just being physically present in a task. But true concentration involves more than just your physical presence. It requires your whole being. It demands your mind, your energy, and your emotions working in one direction. It's when you fully immerse yourself in what you're doing, with no distractions or doubts. It's that state in which the rest of the world fades away and you are entirely absorbed by your objective. A scattered mind is like a rudderless ship, drifting aimlessly through the ocean. Concentration, on the other hand, is the helm that guides you to your destination. The human mind is constantly bombarded with thoughts, distractions, emotions, and external stimuli. We live in an era full of interruptions. Social media, emails, phone notifications. Everything competes for our attention. However, to achieve any kind of success, mastering the ability to concentrate at will is essential. This type of concentration doesn't come overnight. It's a skill that must be trained and refined through practice. And if you want to improve your life and reach the level of success you've always desired, you must begin applying concentration to everything you do. It's fundamental to achieving extraordinary results in any area of your life. To reach that level of focus, you must do one important thing. Consciously and deliberately decide what to focus on. The key is that concentration is not a passive reaction. It's an active decision. You must choose where to direct your attention. Many of us live our lives reactively. We let the day pull us from one thing to the next, responding to emergencies and letting external demands dictate our actions. But what makes the difference between success and mediocrity is the ability to take control of your attention and use it to move toward your goals. Energy flows where your mind focuses. If you focus your thoughts on success, success will come to you. When you learn to focus on a single goal, that goal starts to gain strength. Instead of being a vague idea that comes and goes, it becomes something tangible, something that attracts all your actions, thoughts, and energy. Suddenly, opportunities begin to appear. People begin to offer help, and the path to success becomes much clearer. But how do you achieve that? Here are some practical tips. 1. Set clear goals. Without a clear purpose, concentration has nowhere to go. Knowing exactly what you want and why you want it is the first step to staying focused. 2. Break large tasks into smaller parts. Complex tasks can feel overwhelming. By breaking them into smaller parts, your mind can focus on one piece at a time, avoiding stress and distraction. 3. Eliminate distractions. Get rid of everything that doesn't contribute to your goal. That could mean turning off your phone, blocking notifications, or simply creating a quiet space where you can work without interruption. 4. Develop concentration habits. Concentration is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Take time to practice focusing, whether it's through meditation, reading without distractions, or setting specific periods of undivided attention for tasks. True concentration is the ability to follow a single line of thought until it becomes productive action. It's not just focusing, it's turning that focus into results. The key is to remember that concentration doesn't just happen in your mind, it also drives action. Having the ability to concentrate means having the ability to turn your thoughts into concrete results. Action is the true engine of success, and concentration is the fuel that powers it. It doesn't matter how many great ideas you have if you can't focus on carrying them out. It doesn't matter how many plans you make if you can't stay focused on them. The real secret lies in having a clear mind and an unshakable will to achieve what you've decided. There are no limits to what you can achieve if you can fully concentrate on it. When you learn to concentrate, you won't just change your productivity, you'll change your life. The people who accomplish great things aren't superheroes or geniuses. They are simply people who have learned to master their minds. And that mind, when focused with precision and purpose, is capable of creating extraordinary results. Chapter 9. The Power of Imagination. What your mind can imagine, your will can achieve. The power of imagination is one of the most powerful tools we possess. Just imagine for a moment that everything you have today, from your home to your job, including the relationships you've built, all began with a simple idea. Everything that exists in your life right now was once just a mental image, something that first existed in your mind before it became real. The biggest mistake many people make is underestimating the mind's capacity to create. They believe that only physical actions produce tangible results. But in truth, imagination is the fertile ground where all ideas are born. Ideas that eventually take shape as achievements and results. Imagination is the starting point of all creation. Before something can be real, it must first be imagined. When you think about a goal or a dream, before you can achieve it, you must first see it in your mind. Imagination allows you to visualize the future you desire. It's the spark that ignites the fire of action. But more than that, imagination has the power to transform what seems like fantasy into tangible reality. The mind doesn't distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. That's why your thoughts and visualizations can become real if you work on them long enough. Imagine you want to succeed in business. What happens first? Before taking any action, you probably have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. That vision is the product of your imagination. In fact, the greatest inventors and entrepreneurs in history, like Steve Jobs or Thomas Edison, had a unique ability to visualize the future, to imagine what others couldn't see. The key is not just to dream, but to visualize clearly and with determination what you want to achieve. The human mind is like a garden. What you plant will grow, whether good or bad. Just as a garden needs care, water, and attention to thrive, your mind also needs to be cultivated with positive thoughts and a clear vision of what you want to achieve. If you fill your mind with images of success, prosperity, health, and well-being, that vision will guide your actions. But if instead you let your mind be filled with doubts, fears, and negativity, then what you'll attract is exactly that. More struggles and more obstacles. Here's the key. Imagination isn't only for those who want material things. Imagination can also be used to improve your character, strengthen your resilience, increase your patience and understanding, or even transform your relationships. The power of imagination has no limits. If you can imagine it, you can achieve it. If you can't imagine it, you'll likely never reach it. Imagination also has the power to reprogram your mind. If you constantly imagine yourself overcoming obstacles, succeeding, or reaching your most ambitious goals, your mind will start to work toward making that happen. This is the law of attraction at its highest expression. What you think, you attract. If you focus on what you want and imagine it with enough intensity, your subconscious will begin to find ways to bring that vision to life. Imagine you're facing an important challenge in your life. Maybe it's a project or a situation that requires great focus and skill. You can start by visualizing yourself overcoming that challenge. Seeing how the pieces fall into place, how solutions appear, and how you move forward with confidence toward your goal. That mental image becomes a map for your subconscious, which then leads you to take the actions and decisions that move you toward that objective. Creative imagination is also essential for innovation. The greatest advances in science, technology, medicine, and other fields came because someone imagined something that didn't yet exist. Creativity is a product of imagination. And when we use our minds creatively, we break the limits of what's possible and open doors to unlimited opportunities. Creativity is the ability to see what others cannot, and to act on what you see. So, how can you start using your imagination to reach your goals? Here are a few suggestions. 1. Set aside time each day to visualize your goals. If you want to achieve something specific, visualize it in detail. How you feel, what you're doing, who's around you. The more real the image in your mind, the more likely it is to become reality. 2. Use imagination to overcome your fears. If you're afraid of something, imagine yourself facing it successfully. Positive imagination can destroy fear and transform it into courage. 3. Be specific. Visualize with detail what you want to achieve. The more detail you add, the more real it will become in your mind. 4. Create a meditation or reflection routine. During those moments, let your mind wander and create positive, powerful images. The more time you spend feeding your mind with images of success, the more likely those images will become real. Everything you've achieved in your life so far began as a picture in your mind. Everything you'll achieve in the future will also start there. At the end of the day, imagination is not just a tool for escaping reality. It's a powerful engine that can change your life. What you imagine clearly, what you imagine with passion, will become your life. So start right now. Visualize what you want, and let your imagination be the first step toward your success. Chapter 10. The Power of Will. Will is the engine that drives dreams into action. On the path to success, having positive thoughts or a clear vision of what you want to achieve is not enough. There's an essential ingredient that separates those who truly reach their goals from those who merely dream about them: willpower. Will is the force that turns ideas into action, dreams into accomplishments. It's the inner power that keeps you moving when things get tough, that pushes you forward when every obstacle seems insurmountable. When we talk about will, we're not referring to mere desire or superficial wants. We're talking about iron determination, about an inner strength that, even when everything around you seems to be against you, allows you to stay the course you've chosen. Will is what lets you act even when circumstances seem unfavorable. Will is the key to turning any thought into reality. Will is much more than simply wanting. It's the ongoing commitment to work toward a goal, the sacrifice, and the dedication to follow through on what you've decided to accomplish. Many people feel demotivated because they believe that wanting something is enough to achieve it. But without the power of will, that desire leads nowhere. Only those with strong willpower are the ones who accomplish what they set out to do. Will is a muscle you must train. When you train a muscle, you don't expect instant results, right? You work it consistently, day after day, until it becomes stronger. In the same way, will must be trained. If you let it rest, it weakens. If you don't face challenges that put it to the test, you'll never know how strong it really is. That's why it's essential to develop your willpower by facing small daily challenges. These small victories, when faced with determination, help forge the kind of will that will allow you to conquer much bigger goals. Will is tested in hard times, when everything seems to be against you. Imagine you have a dream or a goal you want to achieve, but you face obstacles along the way. Maybe you have to wake up early every day to work on your project or make sacrifices in your daily life. What drives you to keep going? That's will in action. True will is not just the ability to start, but the ability to keep going when things aren't easy. It's what keeps you focused on your objective, what makes you continue looking for solutions even when the circumstances seem overwhelming. True willpower is shown when others tell you that you can't, but you keep going anyway. When you face opposition, whether from people around you, from life itself, or even from your own mind, that is when your will is truly tested. All the great accomplishments of humanity have been achieved by people who refuse to give in to adversity. The great figures of history, from inventors to world leaders, faced unimaginable difficulties. But it was their will that allowed them to persevere and ultimately reach success. Will is also linked to self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to control your actions and decisions to stay focused on your goals. Without strong willpower, self-discipline cannot exist. If you want to succeed, you must have the ability to resist temptations, avoid distractions, and keep working on what you've committed to, no matter what happens. True self-discipline begins when you choose the harder path, but the one with the greatest reward. Will gives you the ability to choose what's right over what's easy. Every day, we're faced with choices, to do what's convenient or what's necessary. People with strong willpower choose what's necessary to achieve their goals, even if that means sacrificing temporary comfort for long-term gain. Will isn't just about working more, it's about working smarter, making decisions that bring you closer to your goals, even if it means giving up some immediate gratification. Will is what turns thoughts into decisions, decisions into actions, and actions into results. A key aspect of building strong willpower is learning to persist over the long term. Life is not about achieving overnight success, but about continuing the fight every day, even when progress seems slow or invisible. Will get stronger when you learn to see failure not as an obstacle, but as a lesson. It is in those testing moments that your will is forged. To develop unbreakable willpower, you can follow these steps. 1. Make a commitment to yourself. Decide what you want to achieve and commit 100%. Will begins with a firm and clear decision to do whatever it takes to reach your goals. 2. Make small sacrifices each day. True will is not something that appears overnight. It's something you build through daily sacrifice. Make your daily sacrifice an investment in your future. 3. Face your fears. Will is strongest when you confront what scares you. Fear is a signal that it's time to move forward. 4. Create a routine. Consistency is crucial for willpower. Build habits that move you toward your goals and follow them every day. 5. Don't give up. The only real failure is quitting. Remember, will is what leads you to success, even when it seems like everything is working against you. Will is the secret ingredient for turning any dream into reality. When a clear vision is combined with unbreakable will, nothing can stop you. Will is not just what allows you to reach your goals, it's what transforms you as a person in the process. It becomes a part of your character. And every time you face a challenge and overcome it, your will grows even stronger. If you want to achieve something meaningful, strengthen your will. Make it your ally in every step you take toward your goals. Without firm willpower, even the greatest dreams remain just that, dreams. But with will, everything you desire becomes possible. Chapter 11. The Power of the Conscious Mind. The conscious mind is the gateway to our outer world. The subconscious mind is the key to unlocking all our inner potential. On the journey to success in achieving our goals, there is an essential concept we must understand and apply. The power of the conscious mind. Often, our lives are dominated by decisions and habits we make automatically, without even being aware of them. Yet what many people don't realize is that the key to unlocking their full potential lies in the connection between the conscious and subconscious minds. The conscious mind is our ability to think, analyze, decide, and act. It's our logical mind, our tool for processing information, making decisions, and setting goals. But the conscious mind is not the only part of our mind that plays a key role in our daily lives. There are other layers of our awareness that, although not always obvious, are in constant interaction with our conscious mind, and play a crucial role in our actions and outcomes. What is the subconscious mind, and how does it influence our life? The subconscious mind is the part of us that stores all of our past experiences, beliefs, thoughts, and emotions, whether we're aware of them or not. It's where our memories, behavior patterns, and limiting beliefs reside. What we believe in our subconscious directly influences the decisions we make every day. If deep down you believe you don't deserve success, you'll likely make decisions that push you away from your goals, even without realizing it. The subconscious mind is also directly connected to the universe of possibilities. What the conscious mind sets as a clear intention or desire is processed and transmitted to the subconscious, which then does everything it can to fulfill that desire, connecting us with the right opportunities. The relationship between the conscious and subconscious mind. What happens in our lives is a reflection of the interaction between our conscious and subconscious minds. The conscious mind sets the course. It sets the goals and intentions. But it is the subconscious mind that executes, that directs our energy and our actions. It's as if the conscious mind is the ship's captain, but the subconscious is the rudder that actually steers the ship toward the chosen destination. This means that if you want to achieve something truly great in life, you must learn to align your conscious mind with your subconscious mind. If you have a strong desire to succeed but deep down carry beliefs of scarcity or self-doubt, it will be almost impossible to reach that success. The subconscious constantly sabotages conscious efforts with limiting thoughts. How can we reprogram our subconscious mind? The key to reprogramming your subconscious and beginning to live the life you desire is to work on changing the limiting beliefs that are rooted deep within. There are several effective methods to do this. 1. Positive affirmations. Affirmations are clear, positive statements about what you want to achieve. Repeat them daily with emotion and conviction. This is a process of conditioning your conscious mind to accept new beliefs, which are then passed on to the subconscious. 2. Visualization. Imagine you've already reached your goal. Visualize in detail how it would feel to achieve it. Visualization allows you to connect your conscious mind to your subconscious and project the life you want to live. 3. Meditation. Meditation is a powerful tool for reaching a deep state of relaxation and focus. This state gives you better access to the subconscious mind and allows you to work on changing unwanted thought patterns. 4. Emotion and feeling. The subconscious mind responds powerfully to emotion. If you feel strong positive emotions when visualizing your goals or repeating affirmations, you send a much stronger signal to your subconscious to act accordingly. 5. Repetition. Repetition is key in programming the subconscious. Each time you repeat an affirmation or visualize your goal, you reinforce belief in yourself and your abilities. Over time, these ideas become fixed in your subconscious and begin to influence your decisions and behavior. The conscious mind is the filter. The conscious mind acts as a filter for everything that enters our mental space. What we say and think consciously has a direct impact on what we allow into the subconscious. It's important to remember that the conscious mind filters not only positive beliefs and thoughts, but negative ones too. That's why it's crucial to carefully choose the thoughts we allow to occupy our mind. Every time you catch yourself having a negative or limiting thought, you can consciously choose to replace it with something more positive and empowering. This is the foundation of true transformation. Changing how we choose to think and perceive our reality. The power of the conscious mind is immeasurable. When we understand that we are the creators of our own reality, that everything we think, believe, and feel influences our actions and results, we can take full control of our lives. The conscious mind has the power to open the doors to new opportunities. It is the key that grants us access to our hidden potential. By aligning our conscious thoughts and beliefs with the deepest desires of our subconscious, we can create a life of success, abundance, and happiness. Chapter 12. The key to achieving results. Persistence. Success is not measured by what you achieve, but by how many times you get back up after falling. Most people, when starting a project or pursuing a new goal, are filled with enthusiasm, energy, and motivation. However, over time, that energy often fades, and if things don't go as expected, most people give up. This is one of the main obstacles to achieving success. The key to getting real, lasting, and meaningful results is not about the amount of effort, nor even about talent. It's persistence. Persistence is the principle that separates those who reach their goals from those who give up halfway. It's what distinguishes people who succeed from those who remain stuck in failure. It is not talent that predicts your future, but your ability to persist and keep going when things get tough. The challenge of persisting when things go wrong. It's easy to keep the momentum going when everything is going well. When everything seems aligned, when you see visible progress and improvement in your life, staying motivated is much easier. However, the real test of your character comes when obstacles appear, when things don't go as planned, when progress halts, and difficulties seem overwhelming. That's when most people give up. The truth is, the path to success is never linear. There will always be ups and downs, moments of doubt, unexpected obstacles, and discouraging situations. That's when your ability to persist becomes your greatest asset. Perseverance helps you overcome difficulties, stay on course despite setbacks, and keep going with determination, even when everything around you tells you to quit. Mental toughness is key. To persist, it's essential to develop strong mental resilience. The human mind is prone to self-pity, pessimism, and the temptation to quit when things get tough. It's very easy to be swept away by frustration, the fear of failure, or the feeling that the effort is not worth it. Mental toughness is not something you're born with, it's a skill you can build. It's about taking control of your thoughts and emotions, and directing your energy towards solutions rather than focusing on problems. A persistent person does not get dragged down by hard times. Instead, they see themselves as someone capable of overcoming any challenge they face. To strengthen your mental resilience, you can use several techniques. One of the most effective is positive visualization. Imagining your success and the rewards of perseverance. Remembering the purpose behind your effort and keeping your goals in mind will help you overcome the urge to give up. Failure as part of the process. One thing you must understand on this journey is that failure is inevitable. No matter how hard you try, at some point you will fail. But this doesn't mean you're doomed to fail. Each failure offers a valuable lesson. Failures are the foundation of success. Every mistake brings you one step closer to your goal, because it gives you a chance to learn and improve. Successful people don't see failures as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities to adjust their approach and get better. It's important not to stop at the first obstacle, or the second, or the third. Persistence means not giving up after failure, but continuing to try until you reach the success you seek. The power of the subconscious mind in persistence. Persistence is not just a matter of physical or mental effort. It also has to do with how your subconscious mind is programmed. Your subconscious has the power to keep your determination alive and active, even when your conscious mind starts to doubt. If you can program your subconscious to support you, You won't just be driven by willpower. You'll also be guided by the power of your deep mind. Reprogramming your subconscious involves repeating positive affirmations, visualizing success, and feeling gratitude and satisfaction for the achievements you will reach. The stronger your belief in your success, the easier it will be to persist when things get difficult. A perfect example of the power of persistence is Thomas Edison, the famous inventor. Edison was rejected more than 1,000 times in his experiments, and every time his team failed, his friends and collaborators became discouraged. But Edison never gave up. When asked about his failures, he responded, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work." Edison demonstrated that persistence is not just about continuing, but also about learning from every failure and adapting in order to find a new way to succeed. The key to success is not avoiding failure or expecting everything to go perfectly from the start. The true key is persistence. It's moving forward when everything seems hard, when motivation fades, when you face unexpected challenges. In the end, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't lies in their ability to persist, to learn from failure, and to never give up. If you can make persistence a part of your life, you can be sure that no matter how big the challenge is, you will always find a way to overcome obstacles and reach your goals. Chapter 13. The Secret of Decisive Action. Success is not just about having great ideas, but knowing how to act on them. In life, the biggest barrier to achieving our goals is not a lack of ability or opportunity, but a lack of action. There are thousands of people who have great ideas, dreams, and goals, but very few manage to turn those dreams into reality. Why? Because most people get stuck in thought and never take decisive action. The power of making quick decisions and acting with determination. The first step to changing your life, to making the leap toward success, is to make a decision. Successful people know that the act of making quick decisions is one of the greatest secrets to success. While others wait, hesitate, and doubt, those who succeed make decisions quickly, even if those decisions aren't always perfect. Making quick decisions doesn't mean being impulsive or ignoring consequences. It's about learning to make decisions based on the available information, without letting fear of failure or uncertainty paralyze you. Life is too short to wait. Every moment you let pass without acting is a lost opportunity. Fear of failure, the biggest obstacle to action. Fear of failure is the main reason people don't take action. Most stop before even trying, afraid they'll fail or that things won't go as expected. This fear becomes an invisible chain that keeps them from moving forward. Fear of failure is a product of the human mind, conditioned by past experiences, previous failures, and other people's opinions. This fear can be paralyzing, but if you understand that failure is simply a learning opportunity, you'll be able to overcome it and make bold decisions. Action is the key to dissolving fear. To overcome fear, you must act. Action is the most effective antidote to fear. The more you act, the less power fear has over you. Successful people aren't less afraid than others. They just dive into fear and keep moving forward. The best way to overcome fear of action is to start with small steps. Instead of focusing on the final outcome, start with a small, manageable, and achievable action. When faced with a big task or project, it can seem scary, but if you break it into smaller actions, you'll feel more capable of tackling them. And once you see those small actions adding up, you'll begin to gain confidence. The action mindset and perseverance. Decisive action is not just about doing something. It's about doing it consistently and with perseverance. One single action won't get you far. What really counts is steady effort and repetition. Successful people are not only quick to decide, they are consistent in their actions. Making quick decisions and acting with determination doesn't happen overnight. It's a mindset you must cultivate every day. Persistence in action is what will lead you to success. A perfect example of this is Walt Disney. Though he faced numerous failures early in his career, he remained committed to his vision. Despite the setbacks, he kept making quick decisions and executing his ideas, until he finally built an empire that remains a global symbol of success. The power of action in creating positive habits. Every action you take reinforces the type of person you are. If you act decisively and consistently, you will build positive habits that bring you closer to your goals. If you remain stuck, waiting for the perfect moment or ideal opportunity, you'll be building habits of procrastination and fear of failure. The perfect moment never arrives. Don't wait for ideal conditions. If something really matters to you, take action now. Ideal circumstances don't exist. Life demands that you act now, in the here and now. Success is built on daily action. Success is not about a single heroic act, but the accumulation of many small daily actions. The fact of acting consistently and decisively will move you toward your goal, no matter how far it may seem. In the end, you are the architect of your own destiny. The decisions you make and the actions you take each day shape your future. If you decide to keep going no matter the obstacles, if you act with determination, you will be one step closer to achieving your goals. Life does not wait for you. Time doesn't stop so you can make up your mind. Successful people know that the perfect moment will never come, and that acting quickly is one of the keys to success. Don't let fear stop you. Act even when you have doubts. Remember, success is created by the decisions you make and the actions you take, not by waiting. If you're willing to take the first step and keep the momentum going, the entire world will open up before you. Chapter 14. The Power of the Subconscious Mind. What we constantly think about becomes our reality. The human mind is a powerful tool. Many do not understand its true potential. We live our lives believing that what we see, touch, and experience with our senses is all that exists. But in reality, our greatest power lies in what happens deep within our subconscious mind. This chapter is about how the subconscious mind is the force that shapes our lives, guiding our decision-making, our thoughts, and our perception of the world. And if you want to succeed in life, you need to learn how to program and control your subconscious mind, because what you truly believe inside will eventually manifest in your outer world. The conscious mind versus the subconscious mind. The first thing you must understand is the difference between the conscious and subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is the logical, analytical, and rational part of your being. It is what you use to make active, deliberate decisions. When you study, solve problems, or make important choices, you're using your conscious mind. However, the subconscious mind operates on a much deeper level. This part of your mind works in the background, influencing all your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without you even realizing it. Even though you're not aware of most of what happens in your subconscious, it is constantly shaping your results. And here is the key. Your subconscious thoughts dictate your reality. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you can't achieve something, or that success is out of reach, your subconscious accepts this as truth. This negative programming then becomes the foundation of your actions, limiting you and preventing you from reaching your goals. The power of repetition in programming the subconscious mind. The way you can reprogram your subconscious mind to achieve your goals is through the constant repetition of positive thoughts, affirmations, and visualization. This process doesn't happen overnight, but over time, what you consistently repeat becomes embedded in your subconscious, and your life will begin to reflect those inner changes. One of the most powerful ways to work with the subconscious mind is through affirmations. When you repeat positive affirmations, like, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "wealth flows to me easily," you are planting new ideas into your subconscious. At first, your conscious mind may resist, but over time, those affirmations become deeply rooted beliefs that guide your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Visualization. Creating your future in the mind. Another powerful tool is visualization. When you visualize the success you want, whether it's in the form of wealth, health, or personal achievement, your subconscious mind begins to move in that direction. Visualization creates a clear image in your mind, and that image, when held consistently, becomes a roadmap for your actions. The key to visualization is that it must be as realistic and vivid as possible. You shouldn't just imagine success in general. You must visualize yourself in detail, experiencing how it would feel to reach your goals. The more vivid and realistic the image, the easier it becomes for your subconscious to start working to make it real. The power of a positive mind. An essential component in reprogramming the subconscious is positive thinking. If you allow yourself to be overwhelmed by negative, limiting, or self-destructive thoughts, your subconscious will accept those beliefs and manifest them in your life. That's why it's vital to cultivate a positive mindset, one that allows you to find solutions, see opportunities, and stay motivated even in difficult times. Eliminating limiting beliefs. One of the biggest barriers to success in any area of life is the limiting beliefs we carry in our subconscious. These beliefs are often formed in childhood, influenced by our experiences, our family's beliefs, or societal norms. Some examples of limiting beliefs include, I'm not smart enough to succeed, money is hard to come by, or I don't deserve to be happy. These beliefs act as filters through which we view the world, and they prevent us from seeing the opportunities around us. The good news is that you can eliminate these limiting beliefs. Through introspection and self-awareness, you can identify the beliefs that are holding you back and replace them with new, empowering beliefs. In doing so, you transform your subconscious and your life. The key to success lies in your subconscious mind. Success is not just a matter of physical effort. The true key to success lies in your subconscious mind. If you're able to take control of your thoughts and program them in alignment with your goals, the entire world will begin to align with your desires. The subconscious mind has the power to make real whatever you imagine, if you are consistent and patient. Your subconscious mind is the engine behind all your actions and thoughts. To achieve success, you must take control of your subconscious and program it to reach your goals. Through repetition, affirmations, and visualization, you can transform your life. Remember, what you constantly think about becomes your reality. So think big, visualize your dreams, and believe in yourself. Chapter 15. The key to success. Persistence. The only way to achieve success is to never give up, and the key to persistence lies in never losing sight of the goal. On the journey to success, there is a fundamental principle that all great achievers have in common: persistence. If you are looking for a way to achieve your dreams and goals, you must understand that true power lies in the ability to keep going, regardless of the obstacles, failures, or detours you may encounter along the way. This chapter teaches us that success often does not come to those with the most talent or skills, but to those who are most persistent. Failures, although uncomfortable and painful, are an integral part of the learning process. If you can keep moving forward after a stumble, you're already closer to reaching what you desire. Persistence in the face of obstacles. One of the biggest mistakes people make is giving up too soon. Society teaches us to want quick results, and many times we expect things to happen without having to fight for them. But genuine success is not achieved this way. If you want to get where you're going, you need to develop a mindset that doesn't quit in the face of adversity. When difficulties arise, let them. The true test of your determination is how you react to those challenges. It's important to understand that failure is not the end, but a lesson that brings you closer to the goal. Every time you fall and get back up, you become stronger and wiser. The key lies in never stopping trying. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, was a living example of persistence. When his first attempts failed, instead of giving up, he doubled down on his efforts. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This type of mindset led him to one of humanity's greatest achievements. If he had given in to failure, he likely never would have succeeded. How to develop persistence. Persistence is not something you're born with. It's something you develop over time. To begin, you need to have a clear purpose. The reason behind what you're doing is what will drive you to keep going. If you don't have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, any obstacle will be enough to stop you. To develop persistence, it's also essential to maintain a positive mindset. When you face a problem, instead of seeing it as a solid wall, ask yourself, what lesson can I learn from this? By adopting this perspective, every difficulty becomes an opportunity for growth. Discipline is another essential aspect. Persistence requires a consistent and disciplined commitment to your goal. There will be days when things don't go well, when you feel tempted to give up, but those are precisely the days when you must stay committed and keep moving forward. You also need to work on your self-confidence. When you trust yourself and your abilities, it becomes much easier to keep going, even when the road seems dark and difficult. Self-confidence is the fuel that keeps the flame of persistence burning. The reward of persistence. Persistence is not something you can always measure immediately. Many times, results don't arrive when you expect them, which can lead to frustration. However, consistent effort always pays off, even if not in the way you expected. Once you've achieved your goal, you realize that the true reward isn't just the accomplishment itself, but the person you've become in the process. Persistence teaches you valuable lessons in resilience, patience, self-discipline, and strength. These traits not only help you reach your goals, but also prepare you to handle the challenges that will arise in the future. Don't forget that real success lies in the journey, in the process. If you're committed to what you're doing, you will enjoy the journey and learn from every step. Persistence and long-term vision. The big mistake many people make is expecting immediate results. In today's society, we're used to instant gratification, but great achievements require time. Persistence, combined with long-term vision, allows you to overcome difficulties and stay focused on the final outcome. Every step toward your goal may be slow, but each step brings you closer to success. Keep your eyes on the prize, and always remember that the obstacles you face are only temporary, but perseverance will lead you to lasting success. Persistence is one of the most important qualities you can cultivate if you want to succeed in any area of life. It is what separates those who give up from those who achieve their dreams. Remember that the key to success is to never give up, no matter how many failures or problems arise along the way. So, keep going, stay strong, and above all, never let anything make you doubt yourself or your ability to succeed. The reward is closer than you think. Chapter 16. The Power of a Positive Mindset. Positive thinking is one of the most powerful keys to achieving success. It's not just about seeing the glass half full, but about having the ability to turn adversity into opportunity. A positive mindset is not just about being optimistic. It's an active force that helps you see beyond immediate problems and stay focused on what truly matters, your long-term goals. In this chapter, we'll explore how to cultivate a positive mindset and how this way of thinking can be a catalyst for great achievements. What does it really mean to have a positive mindset? Having a positive mindset means embracing the belief that there is always something to learn or gain, even from difficult moments. Many people confuse positive thinking with denial of reality. It's not about ignoring problems, but about facing them with an attitude that seeks solutions instead of focusing on obstacles. A positive mindset is not built overnight. It's a conscious and deliberate process. You need to practice it every day, especially when things don't go as planned. The key is to remember that your attitude toward difficulties is what truly defines your path to success. The influence of your thoughts on reality. Thoughts hold incredible power. As the principle of the law of attraction says, what you think and focus on manifests in your life. If you think about failure, difficulties, or limitations, your life will be a constant struggle against those forces. But if you cultivate positive thoughts and believe in your ability to overcome any obstacle, you will attract circumstances, opportunities, and people that help you reach your goals. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. This powerful quote from Buddha perfectly reflects the impact our mind has on our lives. Our thoughts are the foundation of our decisions, and in turn, our decisions shape our reality. Therefore, if you want to change your life, you must first change the way you think. Turning challenges into opportunities. A positive mindset doesn't mean everything will be easy. There will be obstacles, there will be difficult moments, but your ability to transform them into opportunities is what makes the difference. A person with a negative mindset will see only the problem, while someone with a positive mindset will see the challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow. This doesn't mean you ignore frustration, fear, or anger, but rather that you learn to channel them into something productive. For example, when facing a setback, you can ask yourself, what lesson can I take from this situation? Or, how can I improve from this challenge? By asking these questions, you start to rewire your mind to find solutions instead of dwelling on complaints. Visualization. The key to achieving your goals. A powerful technique to strengthen a positive mindset is visualization. Visualization allows you to mentally experience success before it happens. By imagining yourself achieving your goals, your subconscious mind starts working to make that vision real. This not only improves your mood but also activates the brain processes that push you to take the necessary actions to reach your goals. The key to persistence and positive mindset. Often, results don't come right away. Despite difficulties, failures, and setbacks, people with a positive mindset don't give up easily. They have the ability to persist when others give up. This persistence, fueled by positive thoughts, keeps them focused on what they want to achieve and motivates them to keep going. For example, great entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk faced repeated failures on their journeys, but their positive mindset allowed them to move forward. They never let obstacles define them. Instead of thinking failure was the end, They saw it as just another step toward success. Building resilience. A positive mindset is also closely linked to resilience, the ability to recover quickly from difficulties. Resilient people don't see difficulties as insurmountable, but as something they can handle with the right attitude. Resilience allows them to remain firm despite setbacks and continue chasing their dreams. To develop resilience, you must start changing how you view failure and difficulties. Instead of seeing them as signs that you're not good enough, see them as opportunities to learn and improve. Every challenge you face is a chance to build greater inner strength. How to start cultivating a positive mindset. To begin, start changing your internal thoughts. If you catch yourself thinking something negative, try to replace it with a positive affirmation. For example, if you think, "I'm not good enough for this," replace it with, "I'm learning and growing every day." Also, surround yourself with people and situations that reinforce that positive mindset. Being around people who support you and believe in you can make a huge difference in your life. A positive mindset is not just a powerful tool for achieving success. It's the foundation on which you can build a fulfilling and satisfying life. With every positive thought, with every action based on belief in yourself, you get closer to your goals. Remember, everything starts in your mind, and if you can master it, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Chapter 17. The Power of Conscious Thought. What you think, you turn into reality. The human mind is so powerful that it can shape our destiny depending on how we choose to use it. In this chapter, we delve into one of the most fundamental principles of the system described by the author: conscious thought. This is the mechanism through which we can significantly change our lives. How? By deliberately controlling our thoughts. What is conscious thought? Conscious thought is our ability to deliberately choose what we think. The human mind is a fertile field that responds to what we plant in it. This means every thought has a direct impact on our reality. Conscious thoughts are those we choose, guided by our will. Unlike automatic thoughts, conscious thoughts require our active attention and effort to stay aligned with what we truly wish to achieve. The key is this: everything that happens in our life is preceded by what we have been consistently thinking. If our thoughts are aligned with our desires and goals, the actions needed to reach those goals will naturally follow. On the other hand, if our thoughts are filled with doubts, fears, and limitations, our actions will reflect those limiting beliefs. The difference between conscious and automatic thinking. Conscious thinking is directed with the intent of achieving something. For example, if we are focused on a goal, such as reaching a financial milestone, our conscious thought is directed at that target. What can I do today to get closer to this goal? This kind of thought is intentional and puts us in the driver's seat of our lives. In contrast, automatic thought requires no conscious effort. It's the flow of random thoughts that often arise without our intervention, fueled by past emotions and beliefs. These automatic thoughts can be either positive or negative, but in many cases, they are limiting. Automatic thinking tends to happen when we are not paying active attention and often reflects fears, doubts, or restrictive beliefs we've accumulated over time. The first step in using conscious thought is learning to observe and distinguish between these two types of thoughts. Only when we become aware of automatic thoughts can we change them, replacing them with empowering ones that align with our desires. The power of repetition and affirmation. One of the most effective ways to train our conscious mind is through repetition. The thoughts we repeat constantly become beliefs, and those beliefs, in turn, shape our reality. That's why it is crucial to repeat positive affirmations that are aligned with our goals. For example, if you want to attract abundance, a conscious affirmation might be, "Abundance flows to me from multiple sources." If you repeat it consistently, each time you say it, your mind starts to accept that affirmation as truth, leading you to make decisions aligned with that belief. The role of concentration in conscious thinking. Another fundamental aspect of conscious thinking is concentration. For our thoughts to be effective, we must concentrate on them. Concentration is the focusing power that directs our mental energy toward a goal. Without concentration, our thoughts quickly become scattered, losing strength and intention. An exercise to improve concentration involves fixing our attention on a single thought for a specific period. It can be as simple as focusing on a positive affirmation or visualizing the achievement of a goal. The more concentrated we are, the stronger our mental energy becomes, resulting in a greater likelihood that our goals will manifest. The importance of positive thinking in creating our reality. Positive thoughts are a crucial pillar for transforming our lives. When we become aware of our thoughts and focus on the positive, we begin to see new opportunities and solutions where we once only saw problems. A positive attitude is not just a way of thinking, it's a way of being. It allows us to remain open to receive what the universe has to offer. Having positive thoughts doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means facing those challenges with the certainty that, regardless of circumstances, we can learn from them and overcome them. Positive thoughts are the fuel that drives our actions toward success. Thinking consciously toward success. Conscious thought is, ultimately, what separates those who achieve their goals from those who stay in the same place. It's an act of will, a decision not to let life happen to you, but to take control and shape your destiny. Life isn't something that just happens. It's something we create day by day with our decisions and our thoughts. What you think, what you believe, and how you focus will determine the kind of life you live. Every thought holds power, and that power is even more effective when managed with awareness and purpose. In this way, conscious thought makes you the architect of your own reality. The power of conscious thinking is immense. Each of us has the ability to direct our thoughts toward what we want to achieve. When we take control of our mind and consciously choose what we think, life becomes a reflection of our deepest intentions and beliefs. It's time to stop being victims of our automatic thoughts and start directing our mind toward what we truly want. Every conscious thought we choose is one more step toward creating an extraordinary life. Chapter 18. The Power of Visualization. Clearly imagine what you want to achieve, and the universe will begin to move in that direction. The mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you imagine. It only knows how to react to what you present to it. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal to shape your reality. In this chapter, we will explore how to use the power of visualization to activate your goals and desires, and how the mind, when properly directed, can work in your favor to turn the impossible into the possible. What is visualization? Visualization is not just a technique for imagining a bright future, but a conscious mental practice that tangibly affects the way we perceive and act in the world. Visualization is the process of creating mental images of what you want to achieve. By visualizing your goal, you are sending clear and powerful signals to your subconscious mind about what you truly desire. The subconscious mind does not know the difference between something actually happening and something you're imagining. For this reason, when you visualize yourself reaching a goal, your mind begins to act as if that success is already happening. This creates a positive cycle that pushes you to act in accordance with the images and feelings you've created in your mind. The science behind visualization. Visualization is not just a self-help technique. It has a solid foundation in neuroscience. When you imagine achieving a goal, your brain creates a series of neural connections as if you were actually performing that activity. These connections help prepare your mind and body for action. When you visualize a goal, your brain activates areas associated with action and success. These images are stored in your memory, making it easier to make decisions and take actions aligned with what you want to achieve. It's like training your brain to think, feel, and act as if you already were the successful person you aspire to be. How to do effective visualization. Find a quiet, distraction-free place. To do effective visualization, you need to be in a space where you can focus without interruptions. Close your eyes, sit or lie down, and allow your mind to settle. Be specific in your visualization. Imagine your goal with as much detail as possible. If your goal is financial, visualize the exact amount of money you want to have. If it's career-related, imagine each step toward that achievement. The more vivid and specific your visualization is, the more real it will feel to your mind. Use all your senses. Don't just visualize what you're doing, but also what you hear, smell, and feel. What sounds are around you? How do you feel upon achieving your goal? Incorporating all your senses makes visualization much more powerful. Feel the emotions of your success. Emotion is key in visualization. It's not just about seeing what you want. It's about feeling the emotion of having already achieved it. If you want to be happy, feel the joy of success. If you want to be prosperous, feel the gratitude of living in abundance. Emotions reinforce the impact of visualization. Do it consistently. The key to effective visualization is repetition. Each day, dedicate time to visualizing your success. At first, you might not feel it's working, but over time, your mind will begin to integrate these images and emotions, and you'll act in a way that aligns with them. Visualization as a powerful habit. Visualization is a skill that develops over time and becomes more powerful the more you practice. It's a habit you should integrate into your daily routine. Elite athletes, successful entrepreneurs, artists, and people who have achieved great things all use visualization as a fundamental tool on their path to success. What's important about visualization is that it not only changes how you think but also how you act. Once your mind is aligned with what you want, you begin making decisions, asking questions, and taking actions that bring you closer to your goal. Visualization is not just a mental act, it becomes a springboard into action. The power of visualization to overcome obstacles. It's important not only to visualize success but also how you will overcome obstacles. The process of achieving your goals won't always be easy. There will be challenges, obstacles, and hard moments. That's why a crucial part of visualization is imagining yourself overcoming these obstacles. Visualization is not just about the final destination, but about how each step on the path takes you closer to your goal. If you visualize your success, but also see yourself facing and overcoming challenges, your mind will be better prepared to handle the difficulties that may arise. By visualizing yourself overcoming obstacles, you create mental resilience that will help you stay strong when adversity appears. Visualization is much more than a motivational technique. It's a powerful tool to train your mind and create the life you want. By visualizing your goals with clarity and emotion, you are sending your mind the signals it needs to move toward them with determination. Remember, the mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. When you focus with purpose, feel the emotions of your success, and visualize your goals in detail, the universe begins to align with what you have created in your mind. Each visualized thought strengthens your belief in yourself and in your ability to achieve. So start today. Take time to visualize your success. With consistent practice, visualization will become your master key to open the doors to the future you desire. Aquí tienes la traducción completa al inglés del texto que me diste. Mientras tanto, yo seguir hablando en español, como me pediste. Chapter 19. The Law of Success. Creative Action. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. And if you don't love what you do, don't waste your time. In this chapter, we explore a fundamental principle that all great achievers have understood: creative action. The idea that it's not enough to simply have good thoughts, dreams, or desires. Success requires action, action that comes from creativity, passion, and conviction. It's common for many people to get stuck in the planning phase, dreaming about the future without actually taking concrete steps. And while dreaming is important, it is action that will truly move you toward your goal. It's the key to unlocking the real potential that lives within you. What is creative action? Creative action is not just about responding to an immediate need. It's infused with a deep desire to improve, innovate, and transform. It's not about performing tasks automatically, but doing them with clear intention, always seeking to improve the process, explore new solutions, and challenge limitations. The benefits of creative action. When you act creatively, you're not only working toward your goals, you're learning along the way. Creative action has the power to turn every step into a lesson and every mistake into an opportunity for growth. It also breaks you free from the trap of routine, which often becomes a mental prison. Creative action fosters innovation. It leads you to do things differently, to reject traditional molds. This not only helps you stand out in your field, but also creates new opportunities, opening doors that once seemed closed. The key: action and belief go hand in hand. It's important to understand that creative action cannot exist without belief in yourself. Action and faith are so intertwined that if you don't believe what you're doing has purpose or value, your chances of persevering will drastically decrease. Belief fuels action, and action shapes belief. Work without passion or purpose is not only exhausting, it becomes unproductive. Creative action is fueled by love for what you do and faith that each step is bringing you closer to your goal. So, if you truly want to succeed, you must learn to combine your faith and confidence with action. This means that despite the obstacles and difficulties you may encounter along the way, you must maintain steady action while keeping your belief alive that each move is guiding you in the right direction. From creativity to execution. One of the most common traps is an overload of ideas and thoughts without executing them. Have you ever had a great idea, only for it to disappear into the waters of procrastination? It's easy to get stuck in the conceptualization phase, but the real magic happens when we turn thoughts into actions. For creative action to have real impact in your life, you must be disciplined in executing it. Having great ideas is only the first step. The next is being brave and disciplined enough to act on those ideas. The best ideas are those that become projects, and projects that are carried out are the ones that transform reality. Action takes your dreams and goals from the intangible world of thoughts into the tangible world of results. Creativity is not just for artists. Creativity isn't limited to artists or inventors. Everyone has the potential to be creative. You can apply creativity in every area of your life, whether it's in business, relationships, or even your health. Every situation presents the opportunity to think differently and approach problems from a fresh angle. If you're an entrepreneur, for example, you can apply creative action not just in product development, but also in how you connect with customers, how you communicate your message, how you lead your team, and more. Creativity is not an exclusive gift. It's a skill you can cultivate and apply anywhere. Creative action keeps you moving. One reason many people fail in their goals is because they feel stuck in their current situation and don't know where to start. Creative action can free you from that paralysis. When you take action, no matter how small the step, you begin to build momentum. That momentum is what keeps you moving forward, even when you face obstacles. The key is to begin, even if you don't have all the information or resources you think you need. Action puts you on the path, and the resources will appear as you progress. Moreover, consistent action builds confidence. With every step you take, even if it's imperfect, you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges. Creative action dissolves doubt and insecurity because it produces real results, and those results reinforce your belief in yourself and your ability to achieve what you want. Creative action is the key to unlocking your true potential. It's what transforms your dreams and goals into tangible reality. By combining belief in yourself with conscious, creative actions, you'll start to see how the pieces of your life's puzzle begin to fit together. Remember, opportunities don't fall from the sky. Creative work is not just in planning, but in consistent execution and adjustment along the way. It's not enough to think about success. You must act, and act with passion and determination. So take the first step today. Don't wait for everything to be perfect, because perfection doesn't exist. Action is what will lead you to your destination, and every step will bring you closer to the life you desire. Do it now, and watch how your life begins to change. Chapter 20. The Power of the Subconscious Mind. The Secret Engine. The human mind is an incredibly powerful field of energy, but what many don't understand is that most of our lives are not driven by our conscious mind. It is our subconscious mind that makes decisions and determines the results we experience. In this chapter, we'll explore how you can harness the power of your subconscious mind to direct your life more effectively and achieve success. The subconscious mind, the invisible driver. Your subconscious mind is working 24 hours a day, without rest. This level of the mind stores your beliefs, emotions, and experiences, and is responsible for nearly all your automatic actions. If you've ever found yourself reacting to a situation without thinking, it's your subconscious taking control. It's like an invisible driver steering your life while your conscious mind is just riding shotgun. The thing is, your subconscious doesn't distinguish between positive and negative. It takes everything it perceives as true and stores it for use, without questioning whether it's helpful or not. This means that if you've been conditioned for years to believe that success is for others or that you don't have what it takes, your subconscious will accept that as truth, limiting your potential. Subconscious programming. The secret to success. The trick here is to learn how to reprogram your subconscious mind. How? First, realize that you have full control over what you choose to feed your mind. From the moment you open your eyes in the morning until you close them at night, the influences you absorb, through media, people around you, or even your own thoughts, are forming that programming. Your repeated thoughts are the seeds you plant in your subconscious. If you feed your mind with positive thoughts, clear goals, and visualizations of success, they take root and begin to steer your life toward those outcomes. But if you allow negative or limiting thoughts to repeat, that's what you'll harvest. That's why the thoughts you allow into your mind, especially the ones you give most attention to, are critical. The challenge is to ensure that you only feed your mind with what you want to become reality. The subconscious has no filter for what is good or bad. It just accepts what it's given. Conscious reprogramming, the process of change. To take control of your subconscious mind, you must do it consciously and deliberately. This doesn't happen overnight. It takes consistent effort and discipline to change the programming you already have installed. The key is repetition. The repetition of positive affirmations, vividly visualizing success, and maintaining an abundance mindset are effective ways to reprogram your mind. Each time you repeat a positive affirmation or visualize your success, you're creating new neural pathways in your brain. Over time, these pathways become subconscious beliefs, and your actions begin to reflect those beliefs. For example, if you constantly tell yourself, "I am successful," even if it sounds strange or false at first, your mind will begin to accept that affirmation as truth, especially if you do it consistently. The important thing is not just to repeat words, but to do so while feeling emotionally involved. The power of imagination. Visualize your success. Imagination is a powerful tool for connecting your conscious and subconscious minds. Visualizing your goals and dreams isn't just a mental entertainment exercise. It's a way to activate your subconscious to start finding ways to make those visualizations come true. The subconscious cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. So when you imagine yourself reaching your goals with clarity, your mind starts working in the background to make it happen. Imagine your success, visualize the necessary steps to achieve it, and immerse yourself in the details. The more vivid and realistic your visualization, the more easily your subconscious will start finding opportunities for that vision to become reality. Inspired action, the next step. Now, visualization and positive programming are essential, but they're not everything. Inspired action is what turns those thoughts into reality. Action is the bridge between your subconscious mind and the manifestation of your dreams. The more aligned your actions are with your positive visualizations and beliefs, the easier the manifestation process becomes. Imagine you have a clear goal. Maybe you're aiming to achieve a financial or professional milestone. When your subconscious is reprogrammed to believe it's possible, and you're taking steps toward that goal with confidence and determination, you'll start seeing opportunities open up before you. If you want to change your life, you must change your mind. The subconscious mind is the engine driving every aspect of your existence. Change what's happening inside, and you'll change what you experience outside. Harness the power of the subconscious mind to eliminate the limits you've imposed on yourself, and begin to create a successful, abundant life that reflects the positive beliefs and visualizations you've installed in your mind. The mind is the master key. Learn how to use it properly and everything you want will be within reach. Remember, change begins in your mind, and the actions you take will reflect what you've programmed within yourself. If you take control over your subconscious, the possibilities are endless. And here we come to the end of this journey through the master key system. Now that you have this key in your hands, the question is, what are you going to do with it? Knowing the theory is not enough. Listening to advice or reading books is not enough. True transformation comes when you take action, when you decide to apply each principle we've explored here. That's the only way to unlock the true potential within you. So if you're truly committed to your success, I invite you to take everything you've learned, put it into practice, and observe the results. I won't promise it will be easy, but I can guarantee it will be possible. Because the only limit that exists is the one you place on yourself. Remember, the mind is like a garden. What you plant in it, you will harvest. Plant thoughts of success, and you'll reap a life of abundance. Plant thoughts of failure, and that's exactly what you'll get, failure. You decide. If you've made it this far, it's because you're ready to take your life to the next level. So don't just stick to the theory, act now. Take that first step toward your transformation. If you enjoyed this content, subscribe for more ideas, strategies, and tools that will help you unlock even more of your potential. And if this video resonated with you, leave a comment and share what the first step is that you're going to take toward success. I want to know. And don't forget to share it with the people who might also need this message. See you in the next video, where we'll dive even deeper into the secrets that will transform your life. See you soon.